Give reads peeps, we are back here to wrap this one up. I was looking through the last video and realized that we didn't actually finish it up properly. We just sort of stopped, and I'm happy with that. I don't much desire to go and clear these guys out, clear out these rebels, or do much more. We've done all the stuff that we really wanted to do, and we've got some amazing achievements, but I realised that we didn't actually do the proper finish the game. So let's finish the game and have a look at the statistics as we go through. Oh, huh. Alright, we can do it from here. So, rather than quitting out and waiting for it to load and blah 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 blah, we can... Dang it, that's one hell of a score. That's, I believe, far more than I've ever gotten before. I'd be interested to see what it was at the end of the Russian one. I'll have to go have a look, because that's one Emma Effa of a score. So we were Catholic throughout, we were Western throughout, we always are. Sorry, they always would be. Oh no, I think we could probably tag switch. Maybe? I'll have to do a tag switch once to sort of go through the process myself. I've never actually done it. I've always tried to stick with the path of the nation that we start with, but tag switching, I've seen people do it and it makes a lot of sense in a lot of cases. So things we ended up with: 96 prestige, 3 stability, all 56 ideas. We'd maxed out all of our techs. We had 611 provinces. We had 66% overextension. We had 99% religious unity. We had just a couple left to go, but they were besieged down in, I think a couple of them were besieged down in South Africa. We had what does that say? Oh, so we had 718 of it. What? Is that true? Jesus. So you know how our army is quite big? We could double it. We have the capacity to run at double the army size, which is insanity. I don't think our economy would hold it up. It would. We could replicate our army again, and we'd still be in the black. That's mad. I think our fleet was maxed though, wasn't it? Nope. Jesus. We could expand that massively too. Another 50% of the size navy we have at the moment. That's pretty damn serious. Very cool. So what else did we have in the stats? We had 1.166 million troops, manpower rather. We had 400, we had 30, we had 270,000 cannons, 104 heavies, 128, 44, 194, and yeah, wow. So we had the largest army, largest navy, most provinces, highest value provinces, highest income and highest trade income. No surprise really when we're that crazy. Do you know what I never do in my things? I never show the timeline. Might do that. I think that's a good way to wrap them up. I didn't I used to do it. I just haven't done it. I used to do it when I was playing my games by myself, for my own interest. That was always my favorite thing in the old civs, is watching the timeline and watching your empire grow and move. Civ is the nearest thing I can think to this, except this is clearly 50 times better. We played as the Romans. 0.02% of people played as Romans. That's surprisingly high for how freaking hard it was to make happen. And we're only playing it on hard as well. Jesus, well done, people. Well done. Longest ruler was 56 years. That's pretty damn good. Usually just 12 years, though. Oh, no, sorry. Average 12.6. I wonder if averaged means that's how long their average ruler lasted. Because I would expect our average ruler would last about that. 122 of our wars ended in victory. One war ended in defeat. I wonder which that was. I don't remember losing any wars at all in this one. If you do, yell it out in the comments, because I can't remember it. And it would take a long time to go back through and watch all the videos and work it out. I might have a look at the timeline and see if we can spot it. We had negative 600 enemy combatants. I struggle to believe that's true. I think there might be some sort of glitchy math going on there. Excuse me. Each year we lost about negative 1,000. I believe that's untrue. Those are some wacky numbers. I've no idea how that's calculated. Ships, who cares? Ships, who cares? We wiped 39 nations off the face of the earth. That's quite insane. But I guess if you're going to eat all of Europe, you're going to need to eat some people. But 39 is definitely more than we did with Russia. I think with Russia we did like 18, maybe 20. We annexed 635 provinces. That's quite a few. We 33 provinces were stolen from us. I just can't think when that could have happened. It makes no sense. Military leaders, 148. Far out. That's quite a few. 6633. That's an insane. He was insane. That guy. That's so cool. I think I said at the time, I've never seen anyone with 66 and their attacking stats. That's so freaking awesome. We were Catholic. Yep, most people are. 60 was our grandest province. It wasn't even one we built. That was one that we stole. And we had zero disasters. That's quite good for all of the bullshit that I went through, particularly when we were eating France and I went way over the top in our overextension. That's a very good outcome, relatively speaking. So let's have a look at the timeline. We'll go through at this speed. So we started off as humble Naples and we were stuck. We were stuck underneath Aragon and there was very, very little we could do. Aragon ended up giving us a province that we had a claim on, and then we went what happened? I think we had Castile help us out and back our independence. This is great because, oh wow, because of those videos that got lost when I recorded them without any video, this gets to show us what happened in between. So we can go through it about this speed, I'd say. So I'm going to start this over because we missed some stuff. How do we do that? Close timeline. Let's open the timeline again, and we'll go on this speed. So, we began underneath Aragon, and we didn't have much going on. As we were looking for ways to get out from underneath Aragon, France attacked them, and I think we just stood by and let that happen. We were putting claims on Aragon, and then an event fired, and Aragon gave us one of our claims, which was really cool. It was weird because we had actual cores here, but they gave us one of our claims instead. And then I think there was a lot more just being stuck on hold. I think it was this one in which we escaped from underneath Aragon, but I'm not certain. Yes, it was. We had a very hard game that was prior to this that we ended up underneath Castile and we just couldn't get away from. So I restarted and on hard, which I'm a little bit more familiar with than very hard. So we must have broken away from Aragon somewhere about here and gotten some stuff. We went to war against... Oh, who was down there? I think we went to war against... I was going to say Bosnia. No, we went to war against Ragusa. And I can't remember who else, but then we ate into Serbia, and at the same time went against Byzantium, I believe. So we expanded that way quite quickly. As soon as we were free of these, we were out and expanding. I think we had allied France and Papal State at about this point, potentially Castile as well, but this may have been when we were allied to England, before realising that England are the worst person to ally ever. So that's not us, no, that's Ardlan. So then we expanded a little bit further. I think we took some stuff off Venice, perhaps. Oh, we definitely moved over there, took Aragon. How that happened, I don't know, but I'm very pleased it did. That's great having a foothold over there. That's right, we had those two for a long time, but we couldn't stay to them. That was part of that, and that was part of that. So we had several states on the go. That's right, I think we may have gone against the Knights somewhere around here in Venice. I can't really remember. What I do know is that Austria got Hungary in a PU at some point. Boom! There we ate Bosnia in one fell swoop, which is quite amazing this early on. I guess we're 40 years in, it sort of makes sense. 45 years in, makes sense. But, yes. Yeah, that is entirely average. It seemed slow because we were waiting to escape from Aragon. But Aragon are completely gone at this point. We ate them previously. Then we ate Bosnia. Then oh, poops. Let's go through that. Try and find... You can't use pause in this because you get kicked out of the... There we go. So then we ate into Bosnia. I think we were looking at Serbia. I can't remember exactly. Yes, we were. And Hungary as well, apparently. This may have been when Hungary fell underneath Austria and we were nervous because Austria were giving us the longing eyes, and when you share a border it's a whole lot easier to go to war. A whole lot more likely that an AI will go to war with you. But we had France, and I imagine we may have had Castile at this point. I can't remember exactly. So we went against Genoa. We stole some of their stuff. We went down into Crete and the Knights and Naxos, is it? And Negroponte? That's Theodora, not us. I really can't remember where we went from this point. Oh, we went for Venice. We took Venice. That's right. And then we had our two. Yeah, we were controlling both of those. Oh, a nice little attack against Milan. And eating Hungary again. Very good. That's right. We had Poland with us, and between Poland and us, we were eating Hungary. I think Hungary at this point were part of Austria. If we have a look, 1535, if we have a look, I think we see them be absorbed. I'm guessing around 1580, but we'll see how we go. That's right, we went. At some point we got Bohemia in the PU as well. We got Bohemia peacefully. I don't think we had to fight them. Oh, no. Did we? Maybe we did, but we had a Poland right on our doorstep ready to help us. And so we claimed them and we attacked them and we PU'd them, I think. We definitely. I don't think it was at this point. Or it may have been. I have a feeling that we vassalized Switzerland somewhere around here, and they were a large Switzerland. We were able to use them to eat a big chunk of Austria. Eat and core a big chunk of Austria. I have a feeling that somewhere around here we went against Ferrara. Oh, maybe not. And somewhere around here, oh, we went down there for a second and then gave that to Dr. Seuss, that's right. But I would have guessed that we went to, oh, more of Austria. Ah, yes, there we go. And we were feeding our vassal Switzerland chunks of Austria. Why I didn't feed them the rest of that, I don't know. Because we didn't get that until very late on in the piece. I expect now we go for Castile. No, still going Austria. Interesting. It makes sense. You weaken your strongest enemies first if you can. And we were very much... there we go. We got the rest of that. What was that prior? Was that still Austria? Maybe. Ooh, I think we had to give that back. I think we may have got a imperial decree to make us return that. They formed into the Commonwealth and became one large dude rather than two halves of a whole. Oh, wow. That's a big jump into Ottoman land. And we took we took the rest of Venice, off Austria. Nice. So we had some hellacious wars with Ottomans and Russians. I think at this point I was feeling really confident that we were going to be able to eat Russia. But, sorry, not eat Russia, but, you know, just beat them into submission. Oh, there's some moves. We ate Siena, we ate... Oh, we absorbed both Switzerland and Bohemia. There we go, Hungary. Oh, yeah, 1600. So Hungary was absorbed by Austria. I'd imagine sort of 60 years later, 60 years after it happened. 50 years is the minimum cooldown. There's Russia getting bigger. Yeah, they're just colonizing their way over there. That's not conquering, that's colonizing. Oh, but they have eaten their way up there. Damn. Sweden just getting kicked around. I think Sweden got their independence and then were just basically pulled to bits. That was Scotland got really big. Oh, there's a big move on Castile. And into the African continent. That was Cyprus. I remember taking ages to do that for some reason, even though that was the third of a good state, or good at the time at least. So we're sort of still moving up into the HRE, still moving east into the Ottomans, and still moving west over this way. It's always nice if you can spread your aggressive expansion out and then be safe in the knowledge of a treaty there, be safe in the knowledge of a treaty there, and rotate your troops, rotate your aggressive expansion. There's us giving more and more stuff back to. Taking more and more stuff in Italy, looking to form Italy. So we're 1648. This is somewhere around where I decided that I'd take a break and play some CK2, and then began recording myself talking with no sound and no background sound and no video. Super entertaining stuff. So Commonwealth, I think, had eaten some of Russia. We were doing regular wars against them. That was bringing in them, but we had France and Commonwealth with us. Both France were quite reluctant to get involved heavily, if I recall. They certainly helped, but they weren't as super useful as they might have been. So we're still here, slowly trundling our way through various bits and pieces of... Actually, that's all Bohemia. I don't think we've made too many moves over there. We've cleaned up more of Castile. I think we were... Oh, there we go. We grabbed Constantine and Constantinople. And in 1672, we formed Italy with a very large Italy, but we still had an Austria in the middle of us. No, we didn't. That's right, we had the Papal State was there, and we were able to run across that because we were allied with our buddy Papal State. But things were getting very tenuous. Oh, the only reason that's right, we were able to form Italy because we vassalized the Papal State, and they certainly didn't like that much. If we have a look, we'll see that about 5 years' time I should eat them. Ferrara was somehow... Oh, that's right, Papal State weren't allied, weren't vassalized, we allied them and then broke the alliance to eat them, and someone at that time made them release Ferrara, and we ate Ferrara. I think they also released someone over there who we ate. I can't remember who, maybe Pisa. But as you can see, we're still eating into... Oh wow, we've made a good inroad down here into the north of Africa. We've I think that border held quite a long time down there, but we were constantly looking to go at these two. We've made some moves up there in through the HRE. Austria being shrunk down further and further. Iberia is becoming ours. We did that one war with Scandinavia that gave us all of that in one shot, and we took Desmond. We pieced out individually, but we vassalized them, and then once we finished with Scandinavia, we ate all of that, and I think we one-manned that war. I don't think we could get Commonwealth into it at the time. I think they were in a war with Russia. I can't remember exactly. Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. Needed a drink of water there, too much talking. So we ended up taking that big chunk off them, and then when we were over here, we were able to go boof into England. We took London, which we needed. We took Yorkshire, which we needed. Yorkshire, which we needed? Yeah, Bordercombe. Yorkshire, which we needed. And we actually took Zealand at some point as well. I can't remember exactly how the war went, but regardless, because we had that there, or maybe over here, I can't remember what we had at the time, but we had just enough sea range to core around the corner onto. So your sea range is the same as your colonizing range, so we had enough range to get around there. And yes, we took all of that. After we took this, we were able to just reach around the corner onto. I think we were reaching from there at the time. We were able to get a core over there onto Scandinavia, claim rather, and then attacked them, which brought in Desmond. We took that stuff off them. We vassalized Desmond, and then we hammered in through the English. We'd completely controlled this. Oh, and then we cleared out that to give ourselves not all of Iberia, most of Iberia. We were missing that. Commonwealth took that. We charged into Anatolia proper. We continued cleaning up here, eating our rivals rather than trying to pacify them, because our aggressive expansion in this area was insane. We'd gone far above what you'd want. Wow, Livonian Order took all of that off Russia. So Livonian Order and Commonwealth were often allied, and damn, there goes England. They were often allied, these two, so I imagine between them that's how Livonian Order managed to take all that back. We were continuing to expand into here. Oh wow, we completely overlooked that. So the Mamluks at one point were squished down to one place. We used them to vassalize. Actually, so we're back up to, we're almost at where we came back from our big gap. So the Mamluks had one, I think maybe that one there, tile left. They had one tile there, and they had two tiles down here. So we dropped troops off there. They walked through. We got military access through Messina. Dropped troops off there. Walked them through there. Paid someone over here off to let us see this area. Walked them through there. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe, things at the time, and then walked up through there. I'm too annoyed. We've got to have a look at this properly, because this was great. So 1650 something. We'll wait till we see the Mamluks. We know what's happened at the top, but let's watch the Mamluks shrink down. So they got all the way over there, and they got a lot of cores over there as well while they were there. So I imagine it'll only be one, maybe a couple. So I imagine the Mamluks must be going down soon. Okay, so was it somewhere around this point? Somewhere around this point that I happened to notice the Mamluks were so small. Dropped some men off there. It would have been right around here, because there was a whole bunch of people that I had to walk through. So I dropped men off here, walked across there, got access through there, walked across there, paid off one of these mugs to let me see this, walked across those, fought some natives, got access there, walked our guys all the way through. This is about when I married and allied Ethiopia. I was thinking they'd be useful against the Ottomans. I was terribly wrong, and they didn't do anything for me in their entire duration. They're just too far away. They can't help you. It never makes sense. They're never close enough to be of any use to you, is the base truth of it. So we end up coming over here, taking that, and they became our vassal. We then used their casus belli to attack back into Tunis, that's quite the reclamation. We got all of that in one war. I believe I was working it so that I would do a war here and then attack them, or use that to chain and attack them. I can't remember exactly. I don't think I managed to chain it, but we were definitely keeping an eye on that timer. So we were warring there, warring there, warring there, warring. Well, usually these two were allied, so often just switching back and forth to try and choose which one we wanted. We kept. Oh, sorry, no, not yet. So Mumluks had cores all over here. As you can see, we're still eating into Castile. Castile and Portugal, I should say. Portugal had some very good territories there. Just filling things out up there. We got Cyprus. We ate the other stuff off Tunis. We took Constantinople. And then we started eating into the Ottomans. We were fighting them. So Portugal, Castile, Tunis to an extent, Morocco. No, it wasn't. It was only Castile. I think maybe we had one war against Morocco, but it was a non-event. We were taking stuff off Tlemcen as well at the same time, and off Tunis at the same time. All sorts of wars with those guys, to be honest. Everyone fighting everyone in the HRE at the top, trying to pick them apart, trying to offset various peace deals so coalitions couldn't form, just trying to balance things really, but also being very opportunistic about it. So we'd expanded over into Istanbul, and then we switched over to Italy. So when that happened, 1671. Very cool. So this must have happened. This was 10 years before the video resumed, I think, before I realized my mistake. So it's sort of harder to see here, but we had continued expansion there. We were looking to expand this way, but also to feed ourselves. Oh wow. So if I recall, the Ottomans lost a war with someone else that made them release Wallachia, and so we were able to just go on Wallachia, and we did. And then I think the Ottomans tried to claim it back, or tried to, I can't remember, but I think that was the war that allowed us to finally cross the what would you call that, channel? Cross the I can't even remember it. The Bosphorus, is that the Bosphorus Straits? I think so. So we should jump across somewhere around here. It's so hard to tell with the colours. Was that it? Nope. So we were just continuing to do work in England, up in against Holland. That's right. We had a lot of fun against Holland, and it was Holland mainly. They were based down here. I didn't realise at the time, and I was thinking, yes, I'm just about to eat them, and then no, they've got shit all down here. So Friesland as well. They were pricks. They had that one place there that I needed to join up my northern holdings. We still didn't have a path through here, but we did a big war against Austria, ate them. We did a big war against Brandenburg, ate them. We did a war against Friesland, ate them, and I can't remember, Baden and Lorraine, maybe. Lorraine's still there. We did a big war against Würzburg that ate all of Austria, all of that Austria and some other stuff, and I think it gave us land down there. It sure did. So Holland were completely kicked out of the out of Europe at this time, but they had the HRE, as a hereditary title. Oh, there's our spread over to the Ottomans, and we continue just basically grabbing what we can when we can. We've got all of England proper and a good chunk of Scotland. We've got the vast majority. We've got, I think you'd say, all of southern Germany and a good chunk of northern Germany. We went to war with the Russians, and because of no coring distance, we were able to take stuff over there. I think we must have started looking at France. Oh wow, good timing. So that stuff just disappeared. That was us doing our first war against them. How that came about, I cannot remember. But I imagine I was getting edgy about us not being able to take all of this inside 60 years, which is understandable. It's a lot of work to do, but we had managed to finish off all of Europe in about that time. So, sorry, all of the HRE, not quite all of the HRE. Hainaut was still there, Cologne was still there. Oh, and Anhalt. So we went to war with Austria. We went to war with Austria again immediately because they'd allied someone or vassalized someone, I can't remember. But we then went to war with Russia and took those. Unfortunately, the Commonwealth Georgia took some of those. We had to go to war with Commonwealth to get some of those, and we were still continuing to attack into Italy. I think somewhere around here I must have been reading up about the Mare Nostrum, trying to work it out. So by this point we'd taken all of the Ottomans, all of the stuff that we needed from the Ottomans, all of Mashriq and all of Anatolia. Boom! France is gone, and we are giant Italy. We've taken the north of Ireland as well, or the west of Ireland, and nice. In 1789, Jesus, was it only that long ago? 1789, we switched over to, what's the name? To what's the name? To Roman Empire, of course. And I don't think, I'm not sure if that's accurate. Yeah, that's still England. I would have thought so. And that's Antilles. Yeah, the colours have got wacky doodly, but well, it's hard to tell. Oh, we'd made our first inroads over here, and we'd gone down there as well. I can't remember whose stuff that was. Was that French? No, it wasn't. That was Spanish. And we annexed them, that's what happened. And, oh, we conquered that off France. I think maybe we did that and grabbed some stuff over here in the deal with France. I don't know. But we had coring range because we had managed to eat... no, we'd managed to vassalize Castile. And they had the holdings over here that allowed us to do work over there. So we'll slide back out a little bit further so we can try and keep an eye on everything that's going on. So I think once we were them, we went to war with England. Looks like it. It's hard to tell. That was a really long war against England, but we had so little to take off them. We had to take that and that and that. Oh no, and that's right then, all little speckles around the place. But we did it somewhere around here, I'd suggest, possibly earlier. And by that point we had a crazy trade network that ran from there around, across, up, through, blah 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 blah. It was awesome. It was very cool. And there's our last maneuver in that area that started the rebel craze that just didn't finish until the game itself finished. So we had controlled all of the British holdings, we'd controlled the French holdings, we switched France, we switched out France and took over their stuff. If I were to continue playing the game, I would consider Nosy being Portugal. Hard to say. Could be a good idea. Skinny Russia is still going. Skinny Commonwealth is still going. But we got the Mare Nostrum. We controlled the large percentage of everything. There's just this. You're unstoppable at this point. You need to do something really stupid to lose it. But I think earlier on when we were making moves into France, I think things were a bit touch and go then. I mean, we could have, we didn't, things didn't go as badly as they might have. With that sheer amount of rebels and rebellions, and trying to maintain across all of the frickin' Mediterranean, tough ask. But we managed to survive it, and we ended up with a Russia this size. It's sorry, not a Russia, a Roman Empire this size, and I couldn't be happier with it. Oops, wrong button. So yeah, that's us. I don't think we need to look at the achievements again, but there was quite a few. Yep. And yep. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 achievements in one run. It's pretty insane. I just wish I could have the one that I would really that would be useful for people to watch would have been the one when I was, it would have been educational, you know, was the one when I was racing France to get our heir on the throne of Commonwealth, and we just lucked in. Even though the odds were against us, we lucked in. We were doing everything we could skill wise, but it was for sure a luck situation. Guaranteed a piece of those three. So silly. Yeah, so that was that game, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I have to say I just had great fun playing this. I had all my frustrations, but that's the point of this game. If you don't have frustrations, it's not fun. Couldn't say much more about this. This was just fantastic. I highly recommend playing Naples. It's a very, very, very slow start, but it ramps up quick. And being dead center of the Mediterranean, you're in a really good place to push in every direction. Push there against Castile and Portugal. Push up there against the HRE. Push this way against everyone in the Balkans. And then against the Ottomans, and push down against Tunis, Tlemcen, Morocco, Mamluks, everybody. There's all sorts of stuff we could have done in this game, to be honest. But we did some amazing stuff. I'm super happy with it, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll exit out now. And that was that. We've already been through all of this. We already had looked through the timeline. 23,250. I like that a lot. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed this wrap up. We'll see you on the next one. See you soon.